Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're talking about wealth creation will be harder in the future, ladies and gentlemen. That means urgency. Get your wealth now. What does wealth mean? Several things to several people. But tonight, it's clear you need to make extra revenue, but the revenue part isn't the problem. It's the assets, ladies and gentlemen. That will be the problem of the future. Only certain amount of people will be able to afford to buy an asset. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight and much, much more. So thank you so much for being here and welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Stop struggling now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I want to thank you so much for being here on a Monday night. It's the Monday night live stream, and it's known as the Money Making live stream. So it gives you ideas, it gives you thoughts, it gives you a plan. And if you're here for a financial plan, well, then you're in the right location. If you're trying to help other people, you're in the right location. That's why you need to share the videos. You never know who you're going to be able to help, who you're going to connect with, who's looking for something silently. So think about all that. And once again, let's get into it. Let's see who's in the house. We have Auntie Val is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to her name, which means she's a member of the channel, not just a subscriber. So I thank her for that. And she brings her tagline this evening. Good evening, fam. She brings it with the heart, with the strength, and with the support. And she has a notification. Everybody, let me know if you received the YouTube notification and saw the trailer. Thank you so much. That's one person for the night. And also, if you're new here and don't know, this is the Professor Auntie Val here in the YouTube streets, here in the SSN Nation. And once again, Professor has been cooking up a new business. That's right. I'm going to give her some love all month long. She's been starting the soft launch of her business called Beachfront Java. And because she loves everybody here, SSN Fam gets that 15% off discount for a limited time only. And how do you get that 15% off of Beachfront Coffee? Or shall I say Beachfront Java? Beachfront Java from Honduras, from Peru, and Africa. But there's also another country that she's sourcing these premium beans from. And I can't remember off the top of my head, but it'll come to me. I just can't remember right now. But SSN Fam, here we are with the 15% off link is in the chat room. That's right. If you see this on replay, you're going to have to get that code from the chat room. I do not have it down below in the description box. So let's go over there and order right now. It starts anywhere from $19.95 for ground coffee, and she has whole bean premium coffee and several different varieties with special notes, whatever you love. And yes, I do like my campfire brew. It has even smelled a little bit like chocolate from the cocoa beans. I love it. It's beautiful, and it was good, by the way. It's excellent for the one that I ordered. So you guys get on board, go sign up, get your Beachfront Java 1 pound bag, 2 pound bag, 5 pound bags, half-pound ground bags. So there it is in a nutshell. It's affordable, it's premium blend, and coffee, let's call it what it is, one of the most drink items on the planet. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Go get your 15% off. You don't have to put in any code, nothing. It automatically populates on your checkout. So at least go give her a test and show your love for Professor Auntie Val. All right, there's my promotion. Now, let's get into it. Blade as Kona is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Thank you so much for being here. And he brings his tagline, good evening, familia. I got the notification and trailer. That's 2 people. And thank you so much for being here once again. Blade as Conan showing the support. Custom English is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he says, or she says, hello. Hello to you too. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate the support. We got a lot to talk about. Miracle Bro, the young guns in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to his name. And he brings it. SSN Nation Unite. That's what we do here, ladies and gentlemen. We help each other, we support each other, and we help other people. So that's why you can't just sit here and just listen for yourself. Share, let other people know, bring them across the line. All right, Jawway J. I don't know if he's still in Punta Cana. Real estate investor, entrepreneur. He's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings his tagline, hello, SSN Nation. Got notification, saw the trailer. That's 3 people already. Are we going to break the record tonight? That's right. Break the record, ladies and gentlemen. And Jawway J, let me know what you were thinking. Let me know what you thought about, oh my God, what's happening at Vista Cana. They're building, they're built. There's villas already there. There's some condos already there, even though some of the condos people don't live in still, like Panorama Lake. But it's being done. It's off the chart. Let's get some feedback. The man just came back. Professor Auntie Val. No need. It's coming from the heart for us. The love, the support you've always given. I have to show some love here. Naturally. No surprise. You've always supported me and what we're doing here in the SSN Nation. So I have to give you nothing but love. The least I can do. Curtis Davis is here. Mr. Financial is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. He too has the icon next to his name, and he brings his tagline, good evening, SSN family. And the other portion of his tagline, I'll tell you, ABMM, specifically from him, always be making money, ladies and gentlemen. And speaking of always be making money, Curtis Davis, he has entered the YouTube streets. He has his own channel. He has over 800 subscribers, maybe even 900 subscribers. He needs to get to 1,000. We need to go over there and show him some love by going to Chili Davis. That's his channel, CHILOY Davis, and subscribe. Click the all notification bell. And speaking of wealth creation will be harder in the future, he gives out information based on the stock market, financial news, and information on his channel. So therefore, you can make decisions on how you can create wealth. By the way, you guys already know, longtime listeners, everybody that's been here before, new people may not know, stocks are wealth creation. A lot of people don't talk enough about stocks because you have to invest. You have to use your hard-earned money. You have to sit there and watch it grow like grass. It's not like normally you're going to be putting in $1,000 and then 6 months from now it's going to be $20,000. There's no cachet like that normally. So people don't like putting in $1,000 and then they see, okay, this week I look and my value that I put in is 975, and then a month later they look and it's looked $1,010, and then a year later it's $1,050. So people are like, that was like 5% return on my money, but you didn't have to work for it. But you don't look at it that way. So a lot of people don't feel the stock market is, what we shall say, exciting. But guess what? Millionaires and billionaires have their money in there. The top 10% of the wealthiest own 89% of the stock market. Where do you think you should put your money? I'm just saying. All right. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. And think about this from a business standpoint in creating wealth. You want to start your own business? I implore you to do that. But there's risk inherently when you start your business. But the thing is, you control how much your business makes if you're successful. If you're successful, which is part of the wealth creation, let's just say today, I know I can buy my product for $500. I know generally from a business standpoint, I should be selling it for $1,000. But because of inflation, next year, because it costs me 10 or 20% more to buy, instead of it might cost me $525. Well, I'm in business. All I have to do is charge $1,025 to offset it. That's what the beauty is of businesses, and that's why a correlation with stocks. The companies always get to increase their prices based on inflation, based on the cost of employees. So that's how they create wealth from a business standpoint. But you, as an individual that's in the bottom, well, let's just call it what it is. If the top 10% of the wealthiest own 89% of the stock market, if you're not in the other 90% of people are in that 11% category that own stocks. We don't have enough people that own stocks down here, all right, who are not millionaires and billionaires. So we need more people like you, like me, to put money in stocks, all right? Just get it out there. You want to be safe? Fine. Go with VOO. That's an ETF. Go with VTI. If you missed my last video about stocks, these are the ones I mentioned: VOO, VTI, VGT, and just set it and forget it. That's a Vanguard group. That's an index funds. Just set it and forget it. They'll handle it. Or you can go with round number 2. You can go to Wealthfront. Wealthfront, there's a link down below in the description, right below Webull, Robinhood, and Wealthfront. You give them $500 or up to $4,999. They'll manage your money for free. That's right. Management for free, and you could earn up to 9, 10, 12% annually, especially when the Federal Reserve at the end of this year reduces the interest rates, and then the stock market will be on fire. So this is why you want to create your wealth now, when you should be buying stocks cheap now. And if you missed my video, I mean, you guys, come on. When we're talking about 17%, 18%, almost 19% return on your money from an investment today in dividend stocks, what are you doing? Consider research. Go do your due diligence. Go see my video. I'll give you a few that I mentioned. ARR. That's right. You always have to have a pen, pad, and paper ready, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to have to give a shout out to my cousin down in Kingsland, listening, handling business down there, an entrepreneur, a superstar, a rising superstar, trying to make things happen, and is making things happen. He's put some package together. He's done some things. So everybody has skill sets. You just have to figure out what your skill set is and build upon it. It's like layers, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So anyhow, what's up, cuz? Thank you for your support. Appreciate it. All right. Let's see here. Jaway J. He says, I'm back. Are you still having the guys from Larimar this week? No, so far. I have not had it confirmed. They didn't talk to him today. And so hopefully tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm still hoping they're going to be on tomorrow, Wednesday. So we will find out. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have a definitive answer. So we will see, because I'm a little anxious about it, because these guys keep saying they're coming on, but they keep delaying. So let me know what happened when you went out to Vistacana, though, Jaway J. I know you were out there because you were looking at the grounds where Riviera Castagna is going to be. Victor Marrero's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he has the icon next to his name, and he brings his tagline. This one, hello all, let's do this. That we do, Victor Marrero. And again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your support with the icon and with the information that every live stream, you just never know what's going to come out of his mouth, ladies and gentlemen. But you can rest assured, if something does come out, it usually is on point and something that you can learn and some information that you can use. So once again, thank you so much for being here, Victor Marrero. I greatly appreciate it. A3 Saval is back in the house. Another investor is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he says, hello, SSN fam. Hello to you too. Very nice to see you once again. Now, let's get into wealth creation. Will be harder in the future. Some of you already know where this is going. You guys understand the simple thing of economics. I have to ask you again, if the top 10% of the wealthiest own 89% of the stock market, and the stock market has went down 10, 20% from their almost all-time highs from just 2 years ago, doesn't it make much more sense that if they control 89% and they have more money to spend, don't you think they're buying more stock right now? So they're going to be buying and earning more stock as well from dividends and ETFs that issue dividends as well. And so therefore, they have more money invested. And that means when the stock market goes up, that means their wealth is going to go up dramatically compared to the bottom 90%. They're going to dwarf us because they're holding trillions of dollars. That's the difference. So if the stock market goes up 30%, that's trillions of dollars for the top 10% on their portfolios. But the bottom 90%, stocks go up 30, 40%. That's only millions of dollars. You see the imbalance here, ladies and gentlemen. This is why it's going to be harder in the future, because guess what happens on the heels of that? Interest rates go down, home prices go up, car prices go up. They start doing 40-year loans for homes. Your whole life, you're going to have a home loan now. They start making 8-year, 9-year car notes a thing, because right now a thing is 7-year car notes, and $734 a month is the average payment these days for a car. That's all they're going to do. You're going to spend more. And we love those derivatives. If you're a top 10%er, please go down and buy products, because I have paper. I love selling my paper because I get my money today. I don't have to wait 30, 40 years for my money. I'll take a 30%. Give me 30%, 40% of what I just gave you on millions of dollars. I'll take it. I give you something for 50 million. You say, Eric, I'll give you 15 million because you gave me some paper. I'm like, thank you very much. You guys can take the risk and the headache. And yes, you get to make some money, but I'll take my 15 now. That's what they're going to be doing, ladies and gentlemen. You have to put yourself in this position. You can do it. You can start a C Corp. You can start an LLC. Come on. Be like Professor Auntie Val, starting her own company. And by the way, if you start your company and you're working out of your house, I highly suggest in this litigious United States that you separate your home and an office address, your business, just straight away. That means you go to Opus Virtual Office. Down below in the description, it's $99 a month, and it's a tax write-off. They help you with your business credit. Why? Because they report to business credit every month you make payment. They give you your own phone line, your own business phone number, which can be on 411, your own business fax number. Somebody actually answers the phone for you and forwards it to whatever phone number you designate. So it looks a lot more professional. But more importantly, in the litigious United States of America, you want to make sure that your business cannot be pierced. So that's one way to definitely do it. All right. So keep that in mind. Plus, there's other features as well at Opus Virtual Office. So go down below in the description and click on the link. All right. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Vanessa Gate is here. Another entrepreneur, investor, and she's known as the Seamless Genius, is in the house. And welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to her name. And she brings her tagline, "Hey, boss and SSN fam, got the notification. All right, we're up to 5 people, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here, Vanessa Comagate. Appreciate that. Let me know about the notification. Can we get out of the doghouse? I don't think so. I got to talk about a few other things. Hold on. Eric, saw your video on dividend investment. You gave up some diamonds, over 15% annual yield. Yes, sir. Money, 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 money. That's exactly right. Thank you so much, Victor Marrero. Most people probably didn't see it, so they didn't see the 18.76, the 18.95%, the 17.5%. Oh my goodness. I did put in a few. We talk about a few on live streams, but rarely do I actually put them into the videos. And there was a few. Thank you so much, Victor Morel. Yes, an average of 15 can be done with doing conservative investments, getting my VOO, for instance, getting JEPI or JEPQ, which would be 11%, 9, 10, 11%, and then getting a 17, 18%. We could be at 15% for eternity. If they give out dividends for eternity, we'll be getting 15% for how long? 10 years, 5 years, 8 years? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get real. You have to understand your money's going to be doubling. Money's going to be working for you while you sleep. All right. That's what you want if you can get it. And you can get it right now in the stock market. Hey, if you still haven't downloaded the stock market apps such as Robinhood and Webull, get your free shares of stock by downloading both of them. Robinhood gives you 1 free share of stock. Webull gives you like 2 or 12 fractional shares now. I don't know what that's about, but they give you 12 fractional shares. So you can't bitch about free shares of stock, right? And if you share your links with other people, then you get free shares of stock too. It works both ways. So why wouldn't you tell other people about it, right? So let's go with all of that. All right. Thank you, Victor Morel, for mentioning that. What's good, sis? Talking to Seamless Genius, Professor, and Auntie Val. What's good? Is your coffee, my dear? Very delicious, strong, and flavorful. There we go. Vanessa Comagate also supporting the professors, Beachfront Java. And in case you just now came here and don't know, 15% off for some Beachfront Java. Free shipping in the United States, the 48 lower United States. Alaska and Hawaii would have to be higher. I'm sorry. So down below in the chat room on the side, depending on how you're looking at this, you will find out. You will find out 15% off, free shipping, and several different flavors. And she expresses the notes of the premium beans and now ground coffee as well. Go check her out. Ground coffee, $19.95. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. In case you saw her website last week, it wasn't there. She added the ground coffee, $19.95 for ground coffee. I believe it was a half pound. So there you go. Go check it out. Get that free shipping and get your 15% off and show some love, support for the SSN Nation fam. All right. That's another promo. Auntie Val, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Exactly. I'm loving mine. Everybody seems to have a consensus so far. All right. You know, you guys, look, let's just call it what it is. A lot of times you're in a group environment. You may be the one that goes, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say it wasn't good or whatever. Here's how this works. When we're entrepreneurs, we need honest feedback. If somebody doesn't like it or has some opinion, we're going to listen to it. So if you have the coffee and you say, hey, it's not that good, there's nothing wrong with saying I didn't like that one. Hey, everybody has choices. There is no such thing as 100% approved business. All right. Nobody gets 100% approvals. Let's just call it what it is. But what do we do when we have a bad rating or somebody says something bad? Then all we do, we say, okay, we hear you. Maybe I can adjust. And I'm not just referring to coffee. It could be anything. That's what you have to think about when you're an entrepreneur. Just because one person comes in and says, hey, I don't like this, but 10 prior people are loving it. Okay. Just keep in mind, a lot of people think about the negative more than they do about the positive. The one person comes in and says whatever. 10 people came in and said we love it. And then most people start dwelling on the one negative. And I'm like, wait, you do realize another 10 to 20 people just said they love your stuff. Why are you worrying about that guy? But you should listen to what they say, because maybe something could be valid that you missed, something that you could improve your business. That's what you have to do. You have to be humble. You don't know everything, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody does. So that's why we're looking for any feedback for whoever has purchased Beachfront Java and has received theirs. Let us know. So far, she has 5-star ratings here in the SSN Nation. So all I'm telling you is it's premium coffee in premium locations around the world is where it's sourced. So therefore, the odds are it's going to be very good. And so far, that's what we're getting. But like I said, if somebody has other opinions, please let us know. Jaway J, he says, Eric, the reason I'm asking about Larimar, I went around with Nestor and wanted to find out from them the plans for buying the locals who live and own farms around the area they plan to develop. See, Jaway J, he's already went there. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. First of all, Jaway J, thank you for bringing this up. This is also why I wanted them to come on. Because as you know, the road that they cleared, you do know you passed some homes, don't you? Yes, I've done homework. And yes, I know about that as well. Disney, they're not. Okay, they're not doing stealth movement around there. Disney, they're not. I want to know the same thing. Exactly. So thank you for bringing that up, because I want to hear directly from the horse's mouth. I don't want to hear from realtors. I don't want to hear from none of these guys. So you know exactly what we're talking about. Exactly. The homes are right there. You drive right by. So anyhow, I just wanted to hear what you had to say. But that's not the thing, which is a thing, actually. I want to know, did you go out anywhere near this cliff? That's what I want to know. Let's get to the point. Did you get anywhere near this cliff where you can actually see downtown, or on the horizon, can you see water? That's what I want to know. On the bottom level, that's what I want to know. Obsidian Lion, the code keeper, is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to his name. And he says, I'm here soaking up the knowledge. What do you think of Jeppy? Jeppy on the list, my man. JEPI, and also on the list is JEPQ. 11.4%. I'll take it. From JP Morgan, I'll take it all day, every day. Why would I even do a CD with JP Morgan? That's crazy. When I could just get a Jeppy and give me my freaking 11.4%. I don't understand. Or how about the JEPQ that's over 12%, 12.2% return? JEPQ, either one of them, hold for life, as long as they give out dividends, hold for life. I mean, put your money in now, hold for life, because the odds of their pricing staying this low is going to be slim if this stock market takes off. All right, I'd be shocked if it goes down, but if it did go down, it's all the better, because you reinvest your dividends, and now your dividends are buying up the shares at a lower price. That would be beautiful. So think about it. That's one thing to do right there. Thank you, Obsidian Line, the co-keeper. You know what time it is. That's one of the greats. All right. Thank you, my dear. No problem. Again, the heart, I got nothing but love for you, and the strength and the support of yours over the years has been tremendous for me. I appreciate it. I humbly appreciate it. Obsidian Line, the code keeper. Virtual office. Yes, virtual office. Basically, it's an office that's in a commercial zone. So you're at a home, which is a residential. So when you're doing business and you're out here trying to do certain things, you don't need your business information sent to your house. You don't need business information or banking information, anything sent to your house, because since there's so many lawsuits in America, if somebody ever sues you, they're going to, first thing they try to do, they try to pierce your corporate veil, for one thing. And if they are able to pierce your corporate veil, then now they're going to try and sue you personally. So those are the type of things that you need to protect. So that's why I always say the virtual office, the $1,200, which is a tax write-off, is worth it. Plus, somebody else answers your phones from in the normal business hours, and it's live, and they can transfer to wherever you designate. And again, if you try to do anything else, your address is at a commercial zone. So if you have a business person or need a business meeting, you just go rent the room, $25, $30 an hour, and you could just meet at the office. That's it. Instead of paying full time for an office space, you can do part time. You need a boardroom with 6, 7 people. Okay, so $50, $55 for the hour. Fine. But you can just go to the office. You follow what I'm saying? You don't have an official office, so to speak, like a holding spot, a 10 by 10 room or anything. But you do have an office there that you rent on an hourly basis if you want. So that gives you an advantage. And there's usually a receptionist if you pick the right, building. Not all locations have a receptionist, but the majority of them do. And they're all over the country. So you can place your business in whatever state you want. So that's pretty good too. So it gives you many, many options. Victor Marrero, how about those Heats? Now back in the 305, hostile territory for the Nuggets. Let's go. How about the Heat? You got that right. The Heat pulled off a stunner last night. That was beautiful to watch. I could not believe it. I could not believe they're down by 12, 11. I'm thinking it's getting away. Next thing I know, they closed the gap, and then they changed up on some defensive maneuvers. Erik Spoelstra does it again, comes up with a damn good in-game plan, and he pulls it off, and the team played not even that good, and somehow they won the game. It was unbelievable. Again, C. Martin, reading his press clippings, did not have a great game. Hit a 3 late. That was much needed. It was beautiful to watch how this all came together. All these undrafted players, which again, ladies and gentlemen, this is something that everybody should learn. Some people think, just like what I mentioned, oh, these guys are undrafted. How much can they do? How far can they go? But they all have skills. Just because somebody doesn't recognize your skill does not mean you don't have skill. Don't let anybody tell you don't have skills when you actually put in your blood, sweat, and tears, and you got the knowledge, you have the information, and somebody says, well, you're not good enough. That just means you just keep getting better, getting better. You can't just give up based on somebody's opinions. You have to get better. And so that's what I love about the Heat. They have 5 or 6 guys undrafted, which obviously you have to do research on the players, and you draft them or have them come in the summer camp, and then you decide, oh yeah, these guys are better than anybody we could have drafted or anybody that we can trade for, so why don't we keep them? I think we can work with these guys. And look what's happening. They're on the verge of potentially winning a championship again in 3 years, because remember, they were in the finals just 3 years ago against the Lakers in the bubble. So now here we are again, and who knew that time? Who knew this time that they would be in the finals? So this is awesome to watch. I love it. This is a lesson to all. Just because somebody doesn't see or they don't see you, that doesn't mean somebody else won't see you. So just keep that in mind. Obsidian Line, the code keeper. I got my notifications too. Thank you so much. That is 6 people. Can we break the record tonight? All right. Jarway J. And looking at the cliffs, you always talk about, looks like there are caves up those cliffs. There we go. So, yeah. So we're going to find out. There's also cliffs in Cap Cana, by the way. Hint, hint. Just something else you guys might want to think about. But it would cost more if it's in Cap Cana, right? Okay, so did you go to the cliff, though? Were you able to get near the cliff? Because remember, in July, Larimar is going to have a model, allegedly, on the cliff. This will be very interesting. It's almost like when Cruise on Land said they're going to have a model in January of this year, and no, didn't happen. They're still, I guess, building their model at Cruise on Land. I don't know what the hell's going on. But the fact of the matter is we will find out. All right. Mo Better, another entrepreneur, investor, is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to his name. And he says, "What's up, SSN Nation? What's up, E? What's up with you? Mo Better's in the house." And again, thank you so much. And he says, "We in the building." That's right. We're all here in the building, the SSN Nation, trying to get that wealth creation because it's going to be harder in the future. You have to think about it in 2023, ladies and gentlemen. Remember the mantra, buy a home in 2023. Okay, buy property, real estate 2023. That is the thing you need to do. All right. Guess what? In Europe, they've already reduced the central bank's going to reduce their interest rates. That puts a squeeze on the United States, by the way. That makes it very, very interesting. So this puts Powell, and I hate to say Bernanke's sorry ass even showing up on the scene after what he pulled in 2000s. Golly, the same old rat has some sort of pull. And the reason why I say that is because you don't understand how it hurts middle class and lower middle class. You literally have to be upper middle class right now to survive rather easily. No longer can you be in the middle class and survive rather easily. Now the middle class is living paycheck to paycheck because of Ben Bernanke's nonsense 14, 15 years ago. Instead of letting banks do what capitalist societies do, he says, "Oh, wow, everything's going to melt down if these guys fold." And so the United States blinks and says, "We'll bail you out." See, so that's caused inflation even now. That has caused a whole bunch of things where housing prices are no longer going to be affordable. It's just out of control. All right. Now, some of you may be going, "Eric, houses are affordable where I live." That's true. Not every place does it cost too much yet. But that's all the more reason for you to get your real estate, get your deed, get your multifamilies, get your commercial properties, get them while you can, except do not be buying like retail centers. All right. Those days are going to be pretty much over. Now, if you're talking about warehouse where Amazon's coming in, that might even be over because they're taking over malls. So just think about it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Mo Better, once again, thank you so much for being in the house. Auntie Val, my coffee should be coming in anytime. Can't wait. Oh, Victor Morrell, you're waiting still on the coffee? Well, it should be there tomorrow, the next day, I would imagine. But you're missing out. I'm sure everybody's telling you the good news so far. So now it's just making your mouth water a little bit. It should, because it is nice, smooth, nice. Man, I couldn't believe it. Georges Charles is in the house. Another real estate investor, entrepreneur, emerging millionaire is in the house. He says, "Hello, money people," and has the icon next to his name. And welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And it's very nice again to see you. And yes, the money people are in the house. We're all here. We're gathered around the campfire. And we got some of beachfront Java from Professor Auntie Val on tap. Premium blend. She started her own business. In case you don't know, Georges Charles. So once again, since we have a few new people in the house, in the chat room, get your 15% off from Beachfront Java. It's a limited time 15% discount, free shipping inside the United States. Show some love, please. Order today. All right, let's go. Here we are. Exactly. We need honest feedback, and I like a robust blend, and Beachfront Java has it. Exactly. I don't know what the beachfront, what was that? Man, I forgot. It's the brew. All right. That's what I got. Campfire Brew, I believe it's called. That's the one I got, and I love it. It has the little cocoa in it. Hey, I can even smell the aroma of chocolate. It's beautiful. Just what the doctor ordered. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Oh my God, that smells like hot chocolate a little bit." I was like, "Wait, is there hot chocolate in this thing?" No. I was like, "Oh, this is beautiful." All right, just letting you know how I feel about it. It's beautiful. Yes, sir. I can't wait to get your opinion. Exactly. So far, so good. All thumbs up. Auntie Val, we are looking at light and cold brew to come. Oh my goodness, she's expanding rapidly. I thought it was just a soft launch. And she done stepped on the gas and said, hold on, hold my beer. We're rolling out here, Eric. We're moving. I love it, though. I love it. I love it. Ramping it up. Gotta love it. And she says, oh, it's summertime. It's time for that cold coffee. Starbucks ain't got nothing on us. Exactly. Jawway J, the beach is quite a ways from both Larimar and Cruise on Land. That is true. The only way you can see just a glimpse of the beach from Larimar, you will be up about the 10th floor up. Damn. How did you get that assessment? Do you have did you go out there, or what do you mean? Let me know what you mean by how do you assess 10th floor and up? Because some of us are 10th floor and up, but hopefully it wasn't going to be 10th floor and up. I'm hoping 7th floor, 8th floor is good too. That's almost, that should be 200 feet in the air. If we're talking about the cliff is 100 feet, let's call it 100 meters. Okay, I'll call it 110 feet high. If you go 8 floors, we're going to have ducts between it. So I'm thinking 18 inches to 2 feet spacing between concrete slabs. I'm thinking, I don't think they're only going to be 9 inches apart or anything. So let's just say we got ductwork coming through. So we're going to have 8 floors high adds, okay, that's 80 more feet. 8 feet a foot. So that's 8 feet plus 8 floors. That should be 80 feet high, at least. It depends on how tall the ceilings are, which, by the way, I don't even know if they're 8 foot, 9 foot, or 10 foot ceilings. That matters. I always assumed it was 10 feet, but it could be 8 feet. I never really thought about it. It could be 9 feet. So that means we're almost going to be like 180 feet high if you're on the 8th floor. If you're on the 10th floor, you should be like 200 feet high. And if you're 200 feet high and still can't see the water, or even 180 feet, that's crazy. Or 150 feet, you should still be able to see. So that means from the cliff, you can't see the water on the horizon. That would be a bummer. That's a real bummer. A real bummer if that happens. But nonetheless, we can still live with all the rest. Even if I can't see it, I want to see it though. Jawway J, why do you care about view of the beach from Larimar when we will be surrounded by water and a beautiful cliff view? Oh, he doesn't care, Georges Charles. I was asking him, can he see it from there? Because it does bring up a marketing point that is excellent. If you can say you have ocean view, that gives you an extra few dollars on your rentals. A lot of extra, because then there'll be a distinction between, ocean view, partial ocean view. So that's why it matters. And so I was asking about it. So he went there this past week, and he's from his assessment, that's what it looks like. Opus will report your rental payment on your biz credit. Yes, exactly. Your rental payment is on your biz credit, which is beautiful. Always need that. Okay, here we go. The other concerns is the roads. Any plans to extend that road to the main highway leading to Santo Domingo? Okay, I don't know which way you went. So did you go up the cliff or did you go around? Because the one of the roads, okay, let's say we're leaving Vista Cana on the other side. When you come out, you hit one of the highways, right? And then that takes you up to Larimar, right? Or major road, I should say. I don't think it's a highway. I'm gonna have to pull it up because we'll talk about that in a second. Got the notification and trailer. We're up to 7 people, ladies and gentlemen, from Mo Better. Thank you so much for that. I'm probably not going to be on the good list anymore because I got to tell you guys, when I dropped that video about you know who, I told you what might happen. Miracle Cash and more. I got a message today. Remember on Friday when I told you, when I dropped it, I told you I'm probably going to get booted out or something's going to happen. Yeah, we got a message, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I just taught a class on building up biz credit. My purchase from Auntie Val's Biz. Exactly. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you for that. I didn't know you were teaching that class to build up credit. Victor Marrero, Obsidian Line, the code keeper. Jeppy is kicking 11.10% yield, paying $6.05 per share. Victor Marrero, I think it's up a little bit. I could have sworn it was $6.25 now. All right. Anyhow, I'll have to double check. Also, with a 13.34% life return, yes. I've been investing in JEPI since inception date of May 2020. Money, money, money. Exactly. 30%. Yes. So we'll have to double check, but I think they're up to $6.25 per share now. That gives them 11.4, I think. It moves it up a little. I'm not sure. We'll have to double check. But either way, whether it's 605 or 625, it does not matter because that is a Fed bank, and therefore 11% for any money you put in now for life, because they're not going anywhere. So let's call it what it is. Stock market's not going anywhere either. So it's pretty much for the next 20, 30 years. And whatever you put in right now gets 11% return. I like those odds. I love those odds, actually. So thank you, Victor Morel, for bringing that up and helping out Obsidian Line, the code keeper, and everybody else. All right. Can be reported on my biz credit as a purchase if I buy from her monthly. Oh, Beachfront Java? No, I don't know about that one. Beachfront Java, unless her company reports it to the credit bureau. I don't think so. Only Opus Virtual Office reports on credit. When you buy their monthly payment plan. So that's what we're referring to. Now, of course, if Professor Antival does report for business credit, now we got a whole nother ball game going, because now that brings up we're ordering from a business standpoint at that point. Oh, and everybody and all other businesses would benefit from ordering from her, which also means a discount for businesses as well. Speaking for her, actually. Not for her is what I'm saying. The discount is wishful on my part from a business perspective. All right. They're talking about commercial real estate might crash the market. Exactly, Mo Better. I heard this news as well. But if the market does crash, about freaking time, everything crashes. We're well overdue, but I got to give credit to where credit's due. Powell and his associates, they've delayed the inevitable. And again, they've balanced printing money, raising interest rates, loaning amongst banks, buying up regional banks that should have folded. I mean, it's unbelievable what these guys have done. And I guess from experience, since things have happened in the past, in the last 35, 40 years, the savings and loans debacle in the late 80s, the other banking crisis in 2008-9, the liquidity prices in 2008-9-10, all of that, they've got to learn what happened when you did certain things. And they've used that information over the last 2 years. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. And using that information saves the top 10 percenters. So that's not the coolest part. Jaway J, there's no way a model will be there in July. Not with what I saw. There we go. The only thing that has been done to the area is clear small pathway leading into the land. And we drove up to the point to see cliffs. Exactly. So once again, like I said, this will be very interesting if these guys decide to come on. But I have a feeling they've been listening to when I have these live streams, and they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, he's going to ask us about this stuff because he's claiming we're not going to be done by 2025." No, you're not. It's June, and he just said there's no foundations being laid. You're not building towers in 2 years. Not going to happen. July is going to be here in 25 days. That's it. And if they don't have heavy moving equipment out there already, that means we're going to be in July, August, September. That would leave it to 27 months. All right. 27 months to build 4 towers. No, actually more than 4 towers. Okay. I'm going to say this. There's some other towers being sold by a different real estate company. So not only are 4 towers supposedly going to be done by September, there could be like 8 towers. All right. Now, I know for a fact 5 towers are going to be built, plus either 1 or 2 of the Horizon View buildings for sure. I know the sports complex, supposedly first phase, is going to be built. I know part of the boardwalk is supposedly going to be built. Right. All of that in 2 years, 3 months. I'm calling BS. I'm just calling it like I see it. I don't care if I love Larimar. I call it like I see it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And that's why I want to have these guys on, the main dudes, because I want to hear what they got to say, because this is crazy. All right. When I buy something from Eric at SSN, that invoice can be reported to D&B for my BizCred. Oh, that's what you mean. Self-report. Yes, it can. It is possible. The receipt, that is true. That is true. It's good to be a business owner. Exactly, Professor Auntie Val, saying it like it is. Loves it when a plan comes together. Innovators. All right, Yahweh J. Not sure if you know, on that same strip, Vistacana owns a vast amount of land going all the way to about where Primavera 4 is across the street. Yes, we do know. That's all undeveloped land right now. Yes, I know. And did he? Oh, he didn't let the cat out the bag, did he? Okay. Nestor, I think, knows something too. There's supposed to be something over there that would be a game changer, because Vistacana already is a game changer. But if they add this other stuff over there, oh my God, an equestrian center, a sports complex, horseback riding, lessons, rodeo, Jesus, sports complex with soccer fields, with stands and stadiums. Now they can have soccer events, soccer lessons. Then you have a sports, oh man, it gets tennis courts, paddleball courts, which now means tennis lessons. Woo, you have a fishing club, and there's a charge for that. And I mean, this could get out of control. And if they add this other thing out there, oh my God, it's a wrap. It might get them to almost, well, we'd have to call it 1A, 1B if they actually add the other thing. That's why they're number 2 right now, but they could end up being 1A, 1B if they add this other that's on the drawing board. They have at Vistacana, they have the commercial zone, shopping area on site. They're going to have one at the beginning when you turn off the freeway. Now one inside Vistacana. Yeah, it's getting kind of crazy. And the prices are still good, ladies and gentlemen. That's why Yahweh J is over there looking around with Nestor. Riviera Costeño is one of the last great deals, along with Vive, I think that's it. Vive Urbe. Viva Urbe. That's the one. That also has amenities. But Riviera Costeña has swim ups, and they have a lot of amenities I love. A restaurant and bar included, plus the mini golf, plus the sports courts, plus a kids arcade area, which is wild, plus business center, plus fitness center. I mean, Riviera Costeña, $118,000 for a 1-bedroom. Still, they're in phase 1. Phase 1 prices. They haven't raised the prices. A 2-bedroom, $178,000, which is what you would pay almost everywhere, but not have all the amenities of Vistacana. That's why they're number 2 on my poll. So that's very, very sweet. Yeah, I know all about it, Yahweh J. That's why Vistacana can do some damage. All right. So eventually, if Vistacana decides to have a tall buildings, that may affect some views from Larimar. No, they won't have tall buildings. They would have to be over 100 feet high. In other words, well, I don't think they're going to get approval, because if they allow Vistacana to do that, and furthermore, remember, they got to be up 12 stories high in order to affect views at Larimar. But at least, according to, if the cliff is really 110 feet high, so you'd have to build something over 10 feet high or 100 feet high. But I'm not worried about none of that, because if they do that, then there would be all kind of towers near the cliff, I would think. And I don't know if they're going to let somebody build 20-foot towers or 200 feet towers. I'm not thinking that. And also, if they do that, then that would mean everybody that has a home, a villa, they would be able to have a terrace and be able to go up their 3rd floor, which they don't allow in Vistacana, by the way, just so you know. So that's why Panorama Gardens has like 2 floors, 3rd floor, 4th floor. That's it. 5th floor, forget about it. Nobody has a 5th floor. But also, they won't let you do a villa past 2 levels high. So I can't do a 3rd level. That's been blocked because I already asked. They're like, no, can't do it. So if they're put towers somewhere later, I guess it could happen, but I'm not thinking that. That'd be sick though if they did. That'd be awfully sick. I taught a class that if you have 10 friends who have businesses, if you buy from, very true, can report, that is true, then you can report 10 trade lines on your biz credit report. This is very true because all they're going to do is verify. Very true. Jawway J. So when you go down the new road, it dead ends and you can only go left or right. That takes you to cruise on land. The road will need to be extended to go straight. Government will need to buy owners out. There we go. Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying. In fact, now I got to go look at this. I'm going to go cruise on land because they come up for sure. All right, let's go. Here we go. This one I'm talking about, I see 106. So I've never been out there myself. I'm going to pull this up since we're talking about it. I'm going to pull this up. Some people may be new here. They don't know what we're even talking about. This is a pre-construction project in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. This is what Larimar, Vista Cana. And these are mega projects that have all kind of amenities. That's what we're talking about. But the most important part is, since we're talking about creating wealth, this is how you do it, because you can get in on this pre-construction with no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. But you do have to make a down payment of 10% generally for most projects. And you're going to have to pay 30 or 40% during the construction. Most of these are 2 years to 3 years out. So that's how you put your 30, 40, 50% down. And then at that time, 2.5, 3 years later, it could be, then they have it. You want to buy it, then you have to either fund it or pay full in cash. All right. So here's what I'm talking about. Jawway J just came back. I thought they were already on a highway. That's the interesting part. Here's cruise on land. Here is up the road is Larimar City's out here. This is what he's referring to. So this is why I'm thinking come out to 106. But now when you take this back, see they take off. So hold on a second. Just so Ventura Gulf States. Interesting. Here we go. So here's Larimar by Ventura Gulf States. When I take it down, they disappear. So here we are, 106. So you're saying this freeway or this highway 106 isn't really a highway? Is that what you're saying? The other road that you're talking about comes right here down the front, which is the back side. Is that the road that comes the back side? Yes. Primavera 4. Vista Cana is here. And it comes like right here, something like that. Something like this is where Vista Cana goes. So yeah, all that land over here for Vista Cana was slated for 18-hole golf course, which apparently that's not going to happen. That means all that 100 of acres or so is going to be freed up to have some other special item here. And if they put this special item that was on a drawing board at one time, that would change the game. Seriously. All right, so Larimar is over here. Here's a road. Maybe everybody can see it or not. Once I expand this over here, here's the road. It comes here. It dead ends. It should have went right, and you should be on 106. So I don't know what you mean. And if you came another way, you would have had to come through this way, which would come out to 106, unless there's some other roads in here that I don't see on a map. I don't know. So maybe you'll let us know. Any pictures, anything that you can send, any videos, let me know because we'll post them up. All right, let's see here. But they are saying residential real estate will be okay. Again, I don't know what they're saying, because my thing is I go by I'm old school, so I go by other information. But there's other information that would indicate statistically that real estate market's going to be fine. Statistically, low inventory. So that means home prices won't drop that much, if at all. They've dropped a little already, but 5% ain't nothing. 10% is nothing. 15% is nothing. That's in negotiation. We're looking for that 40, 50% drop. Hasn't happened because the low demand is apparently inflating, keeping the prices up. Plus, we still have those REITs out here trying to possibly buy stuff up as well. So there's no mechanism so far where it's dropped at 50% like I thought. 40, 50, 60. We should have been there already. We're not. So we're going to hold out until the feds make their announcement in about a week to 10 days. And if they raise the interest rate, that's going to be very interesting because that means the rates would be in the 8%. And that could change things dramatically because a $400,000 house, that means you're going to be $3,200. Means you have to make over 10 G's a month. That means 120 to 150K annually, household wise. That starts thinning out the herd on who can afford. But with low inventory, it doesn't matter if somebody can't buy. If there's only 3 homes for sale in a neighborhood, that's not going to, the price is going to stay the same. They'll keep the price that price. And you could actually get bidding wars because there's only 3 houses in the subdivision for sale or 2 homes in the subdivision for sale. We need 10 homes, 15 homes in the subdivision for sale. So we're going to find out. This is going to be very interesting. We're in a territory that we've never seen before. And again, I have to give where credit's due. These guys may be able to pull this off. All right, Victor Marrero. I don't have ocean view either. I am happy with the golf view and pool view. You'll need a fat wallet to have direct ocean view. I'm happy with a nice morning beach run. That's how life should be. There you go, Victor Marrero. He's right there at the beach at Conarock, so he can go through the beach club, go out to the beach, jog around, walk around, do whatever he wants, have a little fun. Yeah, as long as you have any views. So again, golf view, pool view, and in the case of Larimar or Cruise on Land or Vista Cana, lake views, boardwalk views, all those are views. There's places in Primavera too that they have a beach and a pool and a basketball court. So even somebody would market their place and be like, it's across from the basketball court, or you have pool view or across from the pool. Same thing. Those rooms get a little bit extra money, no matter how you slice it. Then garden view. All right. Think about when you go to Hawaii or any other island, and mostly in Hawaii, they use garden view. That just means scenic view. You're not seeing nothing but greenery, the side of mountains or whatever. So it does matter. All right, here we go. The land Vista Cana owns on that side is twice what they have now. I know. Do you know what's going to be over there is the question, because maybe you know what's going to be over there. They need the land. And yes, it's acres, because the golf course, an 18-hole championship golf course, was supposed to be over there, by the way, but that's not on the drawing board anymore. So it's like 100 acres. I mean, it's a lot. And the beach, the second beach, is going to be 3 times as big as the first beach. Now we're talking. That's almost a damn near lake at that point. If it's 3 times as big as the other one, that's a lake, because that thing is pretty nice size as it is. All right, let's see where we're going with this. Eric, with these rates, do you think it's a good idea to house hack a 3 or 4 multifamily and live in New York City? Yeah, I do. I think it is any time in the future. That's part of the wealth creation strategy. Hell yes, get an FHA loan I don't know if you'll be able to in New York, but get an FHA loan. It'll have one of the higher ends, and get yourself a 4-plex. Why settle at 3 when you can get a 4? live in one, rent out the other three. The other three will pay that and leave you a little change left over easily in those high-end markets. I would do it. Highly suggest you do it. Get your assets now while you can, because what's going to end up happening, A3 Saval, is this. So since it's cost like 4%, 5% for lending for the rich guys right now, they're not out here buying stuff up. So you have to buy something up if it's a great deal. Because when interest rates go down, after they reduce them later this year and then into 2024, now their borrowing slides back down to possibly 3%. And guess what's going to happen with multifamily commercial properties and business takeovers? It's going to be off the charts because they're going to have cheap money again. So that's why you have to do it like now. Get your wealth now. That's what it's about tonight. Get it now. Do not delay. All right. You have 2023. After that, it's a wrap. Everybody, it's a wrap. If you don't have your hands, your fingers on the pulse or involved in some real estate, you're going to be left behind with no way to catch up. Because again, you can't do California everywhere. You can't do New York City everywhere. You can't have $1 million homes everywhere. But potentially you're going to have a whole bunch of $700,000, $800,000 homes in a lot of places that used to be cheap. And you guys know what I'm talking about in places like Phoenix, places in Texas, places in Florida, places in Tennessee. These places all used to be relatively inexpensive. Look where it's at now. And just think another 50% of that over the next 2-3 years as a price. A $400,000 house is going to be $600,000, $650,000 to $700,000 actually, because it's going to be compounded. So a $400,000 house could be a $700,000 house. Now everybody has to make over almost somewhere between $160,000 and $200,000 annually, your household. There's only X amount of people that make even $100,000 together, let alone a household that's going to make an average of $100,000 a person. So that puts things in a whole different category. If all homes go up like 50, 60%, you want to ride that wave. That's why you should be holding the asset of real estate now. All right. Because it's going to be harder later. You're not going to, as an individual, you're not going to be able to go out here and go, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to go get a second home that I'm going to go Airbnb and it's going to cost me $700,000. You can't do that. The numbers aren't going to allow you to do anything like that. You would have to live in a 5-star location in order for that to even work. All right. You're going to have to own a $2 or $3 million home so you can get that $10,000 a month or that $5,000 or $6,000 a week, whatever the case may be. But that's what, as an individual, most people don't do that. So the wealthy will be able to do it. But as an individual, you're not going to be able to have the money to do that. They're going to go, okay, excuse me, do you show us $1 million annually here in your tax returns? Because we're not letting you buy another $1 million house. That's not going to happen, sir. You're going to give us $300,000 down? I mean, seriously, that's how you're going to get blocked. You can say I got an 800 credit score, but they're still going to say we want our 25% down. You're not going to escape. So all I'm saying as an individual, that's not a thing. You generally aren't going to be able to pull it off, holding one asset and be able to go get another asset with and paying all that cash. But it's from a business standpoint, hint, hint, why you should start your business, get that business credit going and getting a real business going so you have revenues coming in, because your business will be able to borrow easier that type of money versus your personal. So, and then think about this. If you go out here right now, do what A3 Saval is talking about. Now you have an LLC. You have it under a business name. 3-4 years from now, when that value of that property goes up, guess what? He gets to go in, act like the big boys. Hey, this property went up $500,000. I need like $200,000. I want to refi. Then he goes and buys himself another property. I need $300,000 because I want to go get some stuff worth $1.5 million. It's a lot easier that way That's how you do the wealth creation game plan, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you're trying to get anything you can. The storage unit started, the hotel started, right? The multifamily apartment started. Even a personal home at this juncture is going to be good, or a condo, even anything, except I have to say what it is. We got to stay away from Florida damn near now. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. Inflation, not inflation, insurance, real estate taxes. All it takes is another freaking Cat 4, Cat 5 hurricane to come through another year. You got problems, big time problems. All right. If you think you can't get insurance right now, wait till another one of those come through, rolling through, because the odds are another one's rolling through. Texas and Florida are the top two places where the hurricanes, and number one is Florida, by the way. So just be careful. All right, George's Charles, Victor Morel. You can rent my Larimar Ocean View condo anytime, brother. Mi casa es su casa. I like that. Oh, hey, I got to mess with you, Victor Morel, for the Larimar crowd. But yeah, Larimar's got a lot of work to do. But for the Larimar crowd, yeah, Victor Morel, I got to join in the fun too. So you want to go running? We got trails. We have a boardwalk that has pools, restaurant, bars that you can run on too. You know, go past the man-made beaches and all that. I have to mess with you. James Way is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. He has the icon next to his name, and he says, "Hello, all. Late coming in tonight. Hope everyone is well." Oh my, James Way has left off his signature tagline. Yes, everyone is doing well. Thank you so much for being here, even if it is what you so-called late. But since James Way is late, he let us know he got the notification. That's 8 people, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get double digits for who received notification and trailer? Thank you so much. And by the way, I'm going to say the other part of the tagline. The rent is too damn high from James Way. See? That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. No more renting. All right. If you can avoid it, you got to own something now. This isn't any other time in history in America. Again, I strongly believe after they reduce the interest rates, the party is on. Now, if you want to do a little research, why don't you go see what happened when the federal central banks in Europe, specifically in the UK, well, in the Eurozone altogether, when the central bank reduced the interest rates, the federal rates, and they went to zero. All right? They don't hold the world currency. And this is why families can no longer live in downtown England, in London, England, because businesses bought up all those homes that are sitting empty that families used to own, but because they were able to get cheap money, all those homes are $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million. It used to be family neighborhoods, thriving downtown. Anheuser-Busch gets bought by a company in the Eurozone. That works out great when you have 0% interest loans. You can say, oh, I'll just pay any stupid number. That's what they did. Hard for Anheuser-Busch to say no thank you when they're sitting there paying like 200 million, 300 million, 400 million more than it's actually worth, a whole nother couple of billion more than what it's really worth. They were like, oh, I can't refuse that number. That's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Europe's already done this. That's why a lot of people, you go to Switzerland, people are like, I can't live in the city no more. They have container condos. People have to live outside of town. You don't see a lot of people rushing around shopping anymore because most people who live in the city are freaking millionaires. They're not shopping. They don't have Louis on every corner. Let's get real. It's only in certain areas. So the rest of the people are like scavenger hunting around. Like, where am I going to go shopping? I'm not going to Louis, right? So That's the point that's happened already in Europe, ladies and gentlemen. This is not like something that I'm just thinking out of my head. It's already happened. It's just the United States has been able to avoid that because they've always held world currency. But in the meantime, the United States prints more money than any other country. So we're flat broke. We're a third world country in reality. Roads, bridges, infrastructure crumbling. Meanwhile, nobody cares about it, right? Come on, let's talk about it. Okay. Now, there's something else that happened, and we'll get into it in a little bit. Vista County, the area does not have approval for towers. Anything close to downtown area will not be able to have towers. Exactly. Larimar and Cruzon Land are right outside the zone, so they can go higher. Yes, this is true. That's true. The second airport's not coming, apparently. I'm just saying. So that was going to be an extra boost potentially of another 1 million or 2 passengers to Punta Cana, but it's not going to happen. But that's exactly right. That's the information that we had before. And I don't know if it changed, but that's the information we had. George's Charles, you got it. I'm checking out those amenities. Yes, sir. Exactly, Victor Morel. You can come on down because me and George are right across the hall from each other, I believe. Tower 2. So we're both over there. So anybody, in fact, SSN Lifestyle members, you guys know where you'll be able to hang. Vista Cana, Larimar, downtown, and there's going to be some other features. Also, let's clarify the situation. There's a beach club, 365 Beach Club, I thought was downtown. I didn't know where it was. Come to find out, 365 Beach Club is in Los Corrales, El Cortocito. It's unbelievable. It's actually right beside Presidential Suites. So it's actually kind of like attached to the hotel, but it's a beach bar. They have concerts out there. It's incredible. And you don't have to pay to get in. Incredible. Which, who cares about paying to get in? Because to consume anything, you have to pay anyhow, right? So who cares? But they have cabanas, and I think they rent the cabanas. It's not like you can just use the cabanas. So I guess it's a la carte. I still haven't got clarification on that. But how cool is that? So anybody can go there no matter where you're staying at. I'm just saying. It's open to the public. But it's just another feature of El Cortocito Los Corrales in the first place, because you can go to the beach anyhow at El Cortocito Los Corrales. You don't have to pay to go to the beach there. That's why that's where everybody used to stay. Because you have restaurants, you have bars, you have nightclubs, you have shopping, you have a grocery, mini marts. I mean, so everybody would just stay there. And the cost to stay in El Cortocito Los Corrales is generally cheap. Stay in a condo, $79 a night, $59 a night. Walk 5 minutes or less to the water, to the beach. Most places have a little pool. Some places have a snack bar. I mean, but generally they're just condo units, nothing special, until Oceana comes and Blue Marina comes. That changes the game over there. All right. Anyhow, let's see. Oh, we're talking about that for a second. Yes, I agree with that. That's what the story is right now. You got it. I'm checking out those amenities. Yes, sir. Brother, that ocean view will be sick. Yep. But Jaway J saying you got to be up like, he's saying you got to be up like 10 floors high. That would be crazy. Victor Morel says, remember, we spoke once about the disadvantage of having online travel agency bookings because of their fees. Well, I just got a last minute OTA 4 nights starting today, taking one for the team. Hey, Victor Morel, let's call it what it is, man. I know you're going to take that 35% hit, but let's get clear, man. You make more than 1%, even with the 35% hit per night. So don't try to fool us out here. All right. He makes that 1% that we like per night. 1% of your value is what I'm referring to, ladies and gentlemen. If you buy something for 150,000 and you can rent for 150 a night, you've done great. And Victor Morel's done great. I'm pretty sure they're going to charge more than 300. I'm pretty sure it might cost $400 per night or more. So you're going to beat your 1%. Even if you take off 35%, you're still going to be good. And a place that could get 80% occupancy. 85% occupancy is crazy. That's outstanding. Yes, I know that little hit is substantial when you're already given 25%. Then they take off another 10 to 15 potentially. That does add up. Jawway J, where did you stay at? One of the resorts? Interesting question. I like that. Exactly. Where does an investor stay when he goes there? People will regret not investing in these Punta Cana investments. Hit me back in 3 years. Hit you back in 3 years. Yeah, exactly. In 3 years, it's just gonna be out of control. What can I say? It's gonna be out of control. There's way too much activity in the Punta Cana region. Aerojet just opened up some lanes, more flights into Santo Domingo just this past week. So more people coming to the island from South America. Let's call it what it is. All right. People should use their LLCs more. That's why I'm teaching people how to build them up. Exactly. Vanessa Comagate, the entrepreneur handling business on another front. Gotta love it. The seamless genius, always handling biz. Eric, what do you mean the second airport not coming? Why? Hey, it didn't get approved. Yeah, man, it's crazy. At least the appeal from the other guys running the other airport. Let me see if I can pull it up. The mass sargassum, that seaweed, reduced by 15%. Air Canada cargo arrives in Punta Cana. Okay, we got to pull this up, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on a second, right? I'm going through Dominican today. Air cargo, at the invitation of Punta Cana Group, we participated in such a first cargo flight of Air Canada cargo. Yes, at Terminal A. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's on tap. So we have Air Canada cargo, which is not passengers, it's cargo. That is major as well. We need infrastructure. We need things. Here it is right here. Here it is. Supreme Court rejects appeal, upholds decision against Bavaro Airport terminal construction. There we go. That's the deal. So it looks like it's not happening. Which ordered the construction of Bavaro International Airport. Not going to happen. Unfortunately, let me see. I'll put this in the chat room if anybody wants to go read it. But that looks like, to me, case closed for now. For now. The Ranieri family, current owners of Punta Cana, are giving the other rich family a hard time. Yep, it's all about money. Plus, the Ranieri family have the politicians in their pocket. Exactly. They've been there a long time. The other guys trying to build that other airport, they're newbies, well, so to speak. They're rich too, but unfortunately, the Ranieri family has pull. All right, Eric, agree with the OTAs, but when they replace a regular retail booking for an OTA, that's when it hurts. You're right. Better than nothing. Exactly. You get the right return on your investment regardless. You're not going to lose. Even if it's 50%, you're still good because you get to charge more than your 1%. So it works out fine. You can this is one of the things, ladies and gentlemen, that a lot of people miss who rent Airbnbs or who rent properties outside of Airbnb. They make a mistake. They look and say, hey, I'm charging $450 per night. And a person goes, well, it's last minute. And you had let's say in this case, we'll match. The 4 nights were available. So you're like, I'm not going to lower my price. Well, the 4 nights, if you don't lower your price, could sit empty. You can definitely get 1 night tonight. So are you going to say, no, I don't want it? Or are you going to take it down to $275, $299? So the person's rent, and now, yeah, you only made the $1,200, but potentially you were going to make zero. So that's why you have to think like a business person. Money in the hand versus an empty location. It's not worth to have an empty location, even if you make less, because you make zero if your location is empty. So this is exactly what Victor Morel should have done. If his place is available and somebody wants to check in like now and it's sitting empty, there's no guarantee tonight's over. So he will already lost one night. So now think about it. It's a mathematical equation. If I get $500 per night, let's say, that's $2,000. But now one of those nights is over. So now we're down to 1,500. So if I tell somebody, okay, give me $299 per night, I'll give you a deal. That's 300 times 3 nights now. Or if they can check in the night, they'll go, oh, I'll check in the night then. Now I get $1,200. So either $1,200 or $1,500. Take your pick. I'm taking the 12. I don't mind missing 300 because it could be 0. So those are the little calculations that we do. So I'm not mad at that at all. Something is better than nothing. Exactly. All right. So the Ranieri, I think that's how you pronounce their names. I think I didn't pronounce it right, though. I think it's Ranieri. But anyhow, yeah, it's over. Right now, it's over. They messed that all up, not getting approval right, not doing it right. If this is actually there already, this is interesting. I mean, this is executive. Well, there's a big, that looks like, what is that? What is that? Is that Delta? Can't tell what that is. But nonetheless, one of these days, maybe they'll bring another one in. Or they'll just have to expand the international. But the guys at the international airport, that's what they want to do, expand. So anyhow, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, let's get into this number one thing. I'm going to do this because we've already been over an hour. I haven't even ran any of the commercials that I run, which aren't commercials. SSN Lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you need to do because in your future, either you're going to have to work 2 jobs or you're not going to be able to live and you're going to have to live in a communal situation because prices are going to be off the chart. And especially if you want to live in a major city, that's going to be almost unattainable. So let's see, what am I going to play this time? Let's go with, trying to see which one I haven't played in a while. I don't see any of these. I think I've played all of these way too much. So that means I have to make a new one. All right, let's go with this one.
But it would have been so awesome. I was going to soar right through here like this. And, oops, I'm sorry. Vin Diesel, excuse me. My bad. Big fan, though, Mr. Diesel. Excuse me. And then I'm flying, and I'd be flying, and I'd land right. Where do I land?
Oh, come on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, there we go. A little different. Some people haven't seen that one before, but there's red carpet pictures. I got some of those somewhere. I don't know where they are. I got some of those. And shout out to my boy Gene Simmons. Shout out People's Choice. Shout out Nice Guy. Chatted for a second. So let's see here. Now, oh, yes. Okay, you guys, you know, I made that video about Miracle Cash and More. And, you know, for the first, I started going into, hey, this is, I can't remember what I was talking about, but I started talking about Miracle Cash and More and some of the shortfallings. Then it turned into like a 10 to 15 minute tirade that I went on. Well, that little tirade, they got a little upset. I shouldn't say upset. I got a message saying, hey, you know, our Zoom calls and our information is trademarked, copywritten, and We don't agree with your, why should I paraphrase? Why should I paraphrase in reality, right? Why paraphrase? Why not just read direct? Let's see here. There we go. Why don't we read, Eric? Just watched your latest video where you streamed our presentation. Our content is protected by trademark laws and copyright laws, so you will need to not use our content on your channel. Also, your comment about our DCF saying that we are saying what value we have is inaccurate way of sharing the information. The DCF is done by a third party who is licensed and held by strict rules. It's not us saying it. A licensed professional gave us the numbers. They are much higher than we expected, and the DCF will be validated by Ernst & Young in a couple of weeks. Okay. Well, that's just for starters. Now, the video's still up right now. What can I say? And my opinion is valid. And since we're bringing this up, I'm going to have to go to the screen once again. And what they were talking about, in case you don't know what DCF is, here's what a DCF is. I like Investopedia. You know, that's one of my favorite places to go because they are unbiased when it comes to definitions. And once again, if you missed the video, this is in the video. A valuation method used to estimate the value of an investment based on its expected future cash flows. Those 4 words, expected future cash flows. DCF analysis attempts to figure out the value of an investment today based on projections, again, another key word, of how much money it will generate in the future. Okay, so once again, if I tell you a company is worth $5 billion in the future, that's great, because guess what? Our good friend here, Professor Auntie Val, her beachfront Java could be worth $5 billion under a DCF valuation. Why do I say that? Well, because she can say, I just talked to a franchise, a chain that has 1,000 stores. They said, we have an agreement that I will have all my 5 or 6 coffee varieties in their 1,000 stores. It's not in their 1,000 stores, but we have an agreement that we're going to work together and it's going to happen. A DCF will say 1,000 stores, 5 of your premium coffees in there. You charge X amount of dollars for your premium coffees, and these stores have 100,000 people come through their doors every week. So therefore, we think her evaluation is going to be $5 billion. And so if she had shares, hold on, not shares, crypto, NFT, and she turned to people and go, hey man, you know, I have 1,000 NFTs out here. This guy says it's going to be worth $5 billion. Each one of your NFTs are worth $5 billion divided by 1,000 NFTs. You would be like, oh my God, does that really say? I don't know if it's 5 million or 50 million. But the point of the matter is the company worth or making $50 million? No. But a DCF says each of our NFTs are worth $50 million. So therefore, we're going to charge you guys $25,000 for the NFTs because look, these guys said the DCF value was $5 billion. Stop playing, man. Come on. Come on. Like I said, just like the video. Come on, man. Stop the cap. All right. That's not how we buy real estate. That's not how we invest in companies, ladies and gentlemen. We don't care about somebody saying this guy said that, and we damn sure ain't going to care about Ernst & Young. All right. And if Ernst & Young comes back and says it's worth $5 billion, I'm going to be saying the same thing. You're worth crap, because the bottom line to the story is you're not worth jack crap, because in order to be evaluated, you have to have revenue coming in. Unless you're on the stock market, the stock market operates under a different criteria. Crypto can't be a SEC. Crypto can't be an SEC situation. First of all, trying to treat it like one is treating it like stocks. We don't want that, right? So I'm just saying it's not worth whatever the valuation is, because you don't have 1,000 stores. You're not even making $1 million annually right now. So how are you going to come out here and be talking like it's worth $5 billion? I'm just using this as an example, but that's what they're doing. They're using lower in the billion numbers, but I'm just saying. So again, no, I don't think it's unfair. And there's no way in this planet that anybody here in the SSN Nation would be sitting there going, oh yeah, Auntie Val's company's worth $5 billion. So you know what? That NFT is worth $50 million. So therefore, yeah, I think I'm going to pay $25,000 for NFT. In fact, we're charging you we're charging you so much less. It's worth $50 million. Hell, we should charge you $1 million for the NFT. Because, you know, these guys said it's worth 50 million, but we're only charging you $1 million. So what are you guys worrying about? But yeah, we don't have no commissions coming out to you. We don't have no money coming out. We have 4 stores. We don't have ATM machines. What are you talking about? It's unfair. I'm still waiting on the Vodafone stuff. I still ain't seen nothing. 4 or 5 stores. That's it, is allegedly what you have. I don't even know if those stores are open yet. We know there's 2 stores in Cyprus. We know there's a store in Amsterdam. We know there's either 4 or 5 stores open. That's it. That's it. And apparently, there's no blockchain. There's nothing. So as far as I'm concerned, if I'm looking at a company that has 5 stores and who's not paying commissions, clearly that means there's no profit. So therefore, what's the value of the company in reality? The value of the company is everybody who bought a $5,000 NFT or $25,000 Germany NFT or $35,000 Germany NFT. That means that's the value. But trying to gaslight people, acting like it's worth $1 million per NFT when you guys don't even make $1 million annually, that's a joke. Let's call it what it is. So if anybody's here from the Boogie G community, I'm just saying what it is. Don't try to be out here acting like it's worth more than what it is. She's like, 5 billion, huh? From your lips to God's ears. Exactly. Hey, you never know, Professor. You never know. You're in the coffee biz. Hey, at one time, Starbucks was up there in the, Oregon or Seattle? Seattle. They're up there in Seattle minding their own business. People were loving their little coffee. Next thing you know, look at them now. I'm just saying, you just never know. Coffee's big business around the world. It doesn't stop anywhere. Amen, sis. Receive that blessing. Exactly. Professor. That's it. Yep. Keep speaking it into existence, Eric. There we go. That's how it works. You got to make the moves, make it happen. So anyhow, that's the preview of what they wrote me, but there's more than that. So I'm not going to get in more into it because it's not really a bad letter. It's just a email that or a letter that says, hey, we don't appreciate and we disapprove of your characterization of the DCF. And I'm like, I don't know what you mean, my characterization. I'm just telling you what the real deal is. It's based on future cash flows, and it's not based on today's cash flow. Nobody's going to give you nobody would pay 100 if a company's worth $5 billion, 10%, even if it was 10% revenues, that means she would have had to make $500 million for a 10x. But let's just say it's crazy. Let's say you're Tesla or something, 20 times your earnings or whatever. So even if it's 20 times your earnings, that means I still got to give you 100 million. So what are we talking about here? You can't turn around and tell anybody if Professor Antival said, hey guys, I have 1,000 shares and each of you got to give me 50 million because our valuation, or I shouldn't use 1,000 because that's not going to be the number, 100 shares and I need 50 million each. That's how much these shares are worth because my DCF said it, I'm worth $5 billion. People be looking at you like, how much have you made? And you say, oh, don't worry about that. I've just made like $2 million this year. Who do you think's going to give you that evaluation? Nobody. Nobody's going to buy a share for $50 million. Actually, it's more than that. I would need 1,000 shares. Exactly. I would need 1,000 shares now that I'm thinking about it. So who's going to give you this money? Nobody. They're all going to look at you like, what are you doing? You're not even in one store yet, let alone the 1,000 stores you just said. How are we going to give you this money? It hasn't happened. We'll give you, well, you made $2 million. You got 1,000 shares. Okay, we might give you $2 a share. I mean, $200 a share. But no, not millions. So anyhow, that's one of their little things. And again, I hate when somebody uses the DCF. And I don't know who he's talking about that's licensed, but the professor of a university, I don't know what that means because I know where Hakan's from. Hakan's from Turkey. The professor is from a university in Turkey. I smell, let's just say, home team. So if it's a DCF, it's not real in the first place. Then you're dealing with home team. I'm going to stay on it. I have to because that's what the real deal is. This is not how we invest. We don't sit here and look, I'm going to tell you guys something right now, man. Look, I have a person saw me and Will's video the other day about a hotel. A guy sends us information. On the surface, this looks pretty good. The hotel makes 900 profit, $2 million a year revenue. He's running about, I think the number was something like, it was close to $980,000 profit, somewhere in that ballpark. The guy wants to sell his thing for like 7 million, 7.5, 7.6 million, right? So if that's the case, we're not using DCF, all right? We have actual numbers. So if the thing made $2 million of revenue, grosses, let's just round up to $1 million. There's a value there. They made $1 million profit. You 10x it, that means the place could be worth $10 million. Right? Simple. But now you find out that potentially, because we haven't seen the books yet, we haven't seen the information, potentially, what if you found out $250,000 was owner's salary and the owner is doing the management? That should have went under management costs, which would be expenses, which was not taken into consideration. So therefore, $750,000 is the profit. that changes the picture dramatically. That means the place is not worth 10 million. Is it worth 7.5 now? Is the question. Right? That's real numbers. So now, are you going to offer the guy 10 million or are you going to offer the guy 7.5 million? Both of those answers would have been no in the first place. Because if you get hard money or get money from an investor, they're going to want what? 10%, 11%, 12%. So therefore, you can't buy it at 7.5. Nobody can. Because you don't make enough profit. That's how this works. You're not going to max out. You're not going to get a loan that pays 750 when the profit is 750,000. That means you have to buy at a lower price point. So therefore, you have to get like, you want to make $150,000 a year, then you got to buy it for $6 million. If you're able to get a 10% interest only loan for a year or two, probably a year. So now you have $600,000 that you owe the investor. Then you only have $150,000 profit, which it's nice. If that meets up, if they still make the 2 million and everything works out, you don't mind. It's on cruise control. Management's paid. You don't have to, you sleeping at night. You're creating wealth, passive income. So therefore, you can't pay 7.5. You can't pay 10. You can't even really want to pay 6. Quite frankly, I don't. I want to play safe. The place last rehab 6 years ago, for instance. That means, just like Victor Marrero knows, just like Margaritaville knows, all timeshare properties generally know, rehab 5 to 7 years. So therefore, you have to do rehab. How much is it going to cost per unit to rehab? Is it 5,000? Is it 10,000? So now you have to take that into consideration. Do we have 50 units? Okay, then if we have 50 units that cost $10,000 for rehab, that's $500,000. Are you still going to want to buy at $6 million? Hell no. Now I know I got to spend $500,000. So now we got to be down to $550,000. Because now I'm going to have to use some of the profits to do rehab. If we go that route. Because you really don't want to borrow more to do the rehab, because then your IOU is going to be more. So you don't really want to go that route. You want to bake it in to the purchase price and already drop the purchase price so your IOU monthly is lower. So that's what you really want to do. So now we're have to get it at 5.5. And then what about the roof? What about the boilers? What about the heaters? What about the pool and the plaster? And the inspection guy comes and he says, oh, wait, Eric, you're going to have to get a boiler down here because that's 40 G's. So all that could happen. The pool, hold on, the filtration systems and all that hasn't been replaced in the last 10 years. So now it's not efficient. Okay. How much is that? 50 G's. Okay. So all that comes into play. So are you really going to buy it at 7 million or 6 million? Hell no. So all that comes into play. So when you start doing evaluations for real, you just don't get to use ECF or DCF numbers and sit there and tell somebody, oh yeah, we had this professor come in. He said, Eric, because you're going to buy this and because it's making $2 million a year, it's worth $12 million. So just go set up some shares, Eric, and tell everybody they get 100 shares for $12,000 each. That's what they're worth, but you're going to sell it to them for $2,000 each. Or for that matter, $500 each, because, you know, the DCF that I got says $12 million is what this is worth. Who would pay $12 million? Nobody. Let's get real. And by the way, this place has been on the market for over a year and nobody's bought it at $7 million. So that just tells you right there. So what if it has $2 million of revenue? When in fact, possibly the $600,000 is what it's really making after expenses. So that explains why nobody's going to buy it for a 7 number. I'm just saying, it's clear. Because at first you would say in your head, you're like, what? Why wouldn't somebody buy this if it's making $1 million and all they want is 7? That's get your full return on your money in 7 years or less. People would take that deal all day, every day. So right then and there, it brings up a red flag. How can this be on the market for over a year and nobody's bought it? Well, then now you know rehab's going to be needed. And also, I think the numbers are going to be not what the numbers are. I don't think it's $1 million a year. So anyhow, there you go. Here we go. Victor Marrero says, word of advice for the new owners. You better build a reserve fund from your nightly booking so you don't get surprised with furniture replacement and other items. Thank you so much, Victor Marrero. That's exactly right. See, that's exactly right. So in the same situation with the hotel, they did rehab 5-6 years ago. From every rental, if they would have just taken out, I don't know, $10 to $20, because they're doing not 1 million room nights a year, but a couple 100,000, they would have had enough to do the furniture rehab after 3-4 years. That's all it takes. Nothing major. That's all it takes. And so you have to think about these yourself. So if we have to do this in the pre-construction era, we know our furniture package. I'll use the ones at Larimar. $16,000 for a 1-bedroom right now, $18,000 for a 2-bedroom, and I think the penthouse was $25,000, or the 3-bedroom was $25,000. No, the 3-bedroom penthouse was $25,000. Okay, for the furniture package. I think that's what it was. So all that takes is, if you go by 4 years, you divide by 4. If you want to replace every 4 years, right? So we know that's $4,000, $4,500 a year for a 2-bedroom, let's say, because it's going to cost you more in 4 years. So you want to, instead of $18,000, you want to spend like $20,000, add on an extra 10%. So now you can say, okay, $5,000 per year. So how many room nights are we going to rent this year? Right? So you figure out 60%, that's 18 room nights, 18 times 12. So you're going to do like 200 room nights. So that means you're going to have to do like, what, $25? Does that get us there? No, doesn't get us there. So let me do some math. I'll just do some simple math, right? 5,000 divided by, can't do it. Hold on a second. 18 times 12, 216. 5,000 divided by 216, $23. That's what it is, $23.15. So, you think you can handle that, ladies and gentlemen? All right. So, take out $23.15 every booking. That's what your management can do. And just to be safe, make it 25. So you're building up that fund. 4 years, 5 years later, you have the money that you're going to need on a 60% rental occupancy rate. And if it's higher than that, then you're going to even have more money in the kitty. So Victor Marrero has very, very good points, and it's going to cost more in the future. So you got to continue to raise it every few years to a little bit more. And it's not that much. And that's why you always want to buy in better places with amenities, because you get to charge more. That amenity fee, that resort fees that now all hotels generally do when they're in amenity areas, imagine you don't really have to do that. You just add the price, $25 more. Guess what? You get to charge $25 more. So because you are in a place where people want to stay. So they're willing to pay. They don't want to stay in Los Corrales, El Cortecito, because, condo or villa, and it's really no real amenities. They say, oh, I'll go over here and stay because you have the amenities. I'll be willing to pay you $195 per night because of all the amenities. $25 out of that goes to you. You still are going to beat your 1%, even after you give up 25% to the management company. We're still good. And I think $195 at Larimar for a 2-bedroom is cheap. All right. I'm just saying. $195 for a 2-bedroom At Vistacana, I think that ultimately is going to be cheap. Too cheap. It's going to be very, very interesting. And damn sure if you have a villa, whether it's a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, or 5-bedroom, you should be able to get 1%. Anybody who's bought a villa right now, you pretty much, your time's running out, because villas are all going to start being around $200 per square meter. And again, Dr. T got lucky when she got her Mustang unit at Sabana for $281,000. That's crazy. Those things are $400,000 right now. She got built-in equity. It's beautiful. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we do. This is how you figure out real when you're talking about property. So if an NFT is property, then you have to treat it as such, because in the Eurozone, it's considered property. It's not a security. It's property. So therefore, in order for my property to reach a certain value, then my income has to be, the profits have to be a certain number. If you want to tell me something is worth $1 million, then you're going to have to tell me something like, Eric, we made like $90,000 profit last year, or we made $120,000 profit last year. If you're going to tell me $10 million, then you're going to say, hey, Eric, we made like 900,000, or we made 1.1, 1.2 million. It's going to have to be something like that in my book. If you want to claim you made 50 million, if you want $50 million for your business, then you best be saying I made $5 million. You best be saying something was profit. 5 million, 7 million, 8 million, 3 million. I don't care. You better be saying something. It better not be no, we made $100,000 and I want $50 million. You bet nobody would do that. And it would be disingenuous for somebody to go, hey, I have an NFT, and since it's worth, they said it's worth $50 million, then you guys should feel great that you can buy it for $20,000, even though we only made $10,000 this year. Come on, stop it. All right, enough of my rant on this. But again, videos staying up. I guess I'll have a battle with them over that. It's the videos of Miracle Cash and More. You guys might want to check them now, because if I have to get in a real battle with them, we don't know what's going to happen. But check it out. The last one that I made, I do have my rant. You can do a timestamp. I believe it's 15 minutes and around 18 seconds. You can tap and go directly to their video. But it's their video. I'm not making the video. It's their stuff. It's in the public. It's on Boogie Gopher Club YouTube channel. It's not like I got it from some other place. It's on YouTube. It's their Zoom call. So I don't know what the problem is. I think it was the commentary. And I have other videos in the chat room of that, in the description box below that video for Miracle Cash and More. The May 22nd video is what it is. And then because of other stuff I put down below, you want to see something from April? Look at their Zoom call from last year in November or December. Want to see their last one in July? And go see what they said then. And then you realize, wait a minute, damn near a year has gone by. And you guys said this then, that then, that then, and that then, and you're saying this now. And now you're coming up with some new project, another token and nodes and all this stuff. I'm just like, man, stop. You ain't even paid the guys that you owe commission to. Talking about where we got issues, whatever. I'm like, how you have issues? You're worth billions of dollars. Come on, man. Stop this. All right. Enough of my rant about that. So this is yet to be determined. If they heard all that, then so be it. But I told you guys there would probably be repercussions, because I'm already blocked from their channels just for asking questions that people send me, because everybody doesn't know that they have their little groups, because they never announced it officially that, hey, you guys, you can come into our group over here on WhatsApp. You can come on in our group on Telegram or Instagram or wherever their groups are. Who knows? I don't even know where all their groups are, so commission group and different groups. And I'm like, why do you have all these groups? Why don't you just do a live stream on YouTube, open to everybody, and let people ask questions? I don't understand what the problem is. Why would you hide it when all it is an NFT that's backed by a company? You're just the NFT provider. Why do you really care by answering questions? The only questions people are probably going to ask is, why aren't we getting paid commissions? And where are NFTs? That would be nice. Where are they? After months go by. So people would start asking what I'm asking, talking what I'm talking, being like, hey, man, what's going on? You got stores open. Why isn't there commission being generated if the stores are profitable? What do the stores do? Because now I know you don't have an exchange, apparently, which I thought you had an exchange. So where's this exchange? Because I thought people were coming into the store and I thought you were hooking them up to the Miracle Cash and More exchange, which means a profit should be generated because you have to load money up. That's a transaction fee. And you move money around, there's a transaction fee or a crypto fee on the exchange. That's profit, or there's supposed to be profit sharing, right? Simple. Where's the ATM machines at? Where's the point of sale systems at? What stores are they in? I'm sure by now you got one or two in a store, right? Where are they at? All right. I'm just saying, we give everybody a little, time, but all we're doing is asking questions. If you say, hey, we're putting these in the store next week, next month, people can understand this. But saying nothing and then acting like you want to block people because they ask, that would be me, they block. Then I'm sitting there like, hey, man, this ain't appropriate. Just say what it is. We all know it's almost like a startup. We're giving you leeway. It's not like you missed deadlines already. You've already missed deadlines. It ain't like the world ended. You missed deadlines. You addressed some of it, haven't addressed the others. So why don't you just address it? Everybody then put their money in. They believe in you. So we're giving you leeway. But when it starts getting to be like you're blocking people, you don't want to talk to nobody, that's a whole nother different situation. And you got millions of dollars worth of people's money, and all you have to show for it is no NFT, no commissions, and you're blocking people. And then you're talking about something in Miami. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Everybody makes mistakes. Some people have a hard time, just like we have SSN Lifestyle. It didn't take off as I planned it. I have to do some renovations. But if people ask what's going on, what we're doing, this, that, and the other, at least I'll answer them and tell them whether it's good or bad or not. You still have to answer. You accept people's money. You expect no questions? That's crazy. Come on. Stop playing. All right. That's my rant, ladies and gentlemen. So what are we doing now? Wealth creation will be harder in the future. And I'm about to end this, but please don't miss out on Wednesday night live stream where it's members only with the icon that can be in the chat room at 8:50 p.m. Hopefully I'll have some good news, because so far, no news on storage, no news on the hotel. Now we have a second, but no news on the first one. The guy was supposed to get back to me 3 weeks ago as of tomorrow. Called him up last time I called. I got a message, call you soon, nothing. Week before that, call you soon, nothing. I don't generally call 3 times when I'm actually buying something from you. All right. I don't usually do that. So true to form, 3 times ain't coming. I'm assuming you ain't selling, or we can't, that number that I gave you is not going to work. So I'm moving to another situation. If you call me later and say, hey, I thought about it, we'll do it, then terms could change. But the fact of the matter is, it's been a 3-week situation, and I generally have been patient pretty much enough. So that's how we do it. So we'll find something else. But nothing on the storage in Punta Cana, nothing on the first hotel. It's a second hotel. Quite frankly, if the guy that sent me the information is listening, I don't know if we can actually make the deal happen, because the profit picture is murky. It's not clear. If it's what it's supposed to be, then the deal can happen. If it's not what it's supposed to be with this somewhat new revelation, then it can't happen. Unless, of course, the property is going to have to be a couple of $1 million less than what the guy wants. So therefore, the guy probably won't do it. but we'll see. All right. So we'll see how this all goes. Stay tuned on Wednesday. Maybe I'll have some new news. But again, Miracle Cash and More, as far as I know, nothing's really wrong with it. It's just that these guys aren't answering questions that should be answered. And that's the only thing. So you haven't heard me say go sign up. So we'll just pause, just like I haven't talked about signing up for DebtBox Node either. Put that on pause because they started doing a reverse on their licenses. When they come up with a new license, they actually start charging $7,500. Yeah, not $1,000 anymore, $7,500. And the reason why they came up with that conclusion is when they have a new license, it actually does their mining. It generates a lot more tokens. So they're kind of correct. If you buy at the beginning and you have $1,000, it generates more tokens than if somebody buys later, because they used to have these tiers. If you buy 2,500 of the licenses were bought out, then they would raise it up. So it was kind of unfair. I get it. $1,000 license holder gets like 500 mining per day. But by the time they add on another 2,000 of these, now it's mining 100. But people are paying a higher amount to mine less. So now they reversed it, where you're going to pay 7,500 when they come out. And then that's when it mines the most tokens. And then when it mines the lesser amount of tokens, the license costs less. So I'm not mad at them. It's just that's how it works. So it is what it is. But the fact of the matter is the DebtBox node is backed by commodities. These commodities, by them buying the tokens and burning them from the profits, it reduces the amount of tokens. But the tokens, do they really have utility where people are buying the token? So far, the answer appears to be not really, because there's no reason to buy the token, because everybody's just like, we're holding these things because we're getting mining every day, every 24-hour period. Like in the XPLR, we're getting like 416, 430 every day tokens. So you're not going to sell them. Now, if they're only like 0.002 cents, but if one day they were $1 and you all of a sudden had 100,000 tokens, now you might consider, well, I got $100,000. If it went up to $10 for these tokens, I don't know how that would occur, but if they did, you'd be like 100,000 tokens. Wait a minute, that's $1 million. Then you might sell your tokens, right? You might consider that. But you're not really going to consider selling your tokens when they're worth 0.002. So who's going to buy them at 0.002? There has to be a buyer market in order for prices to go up. That's the little thing about it, right? So how does it go up is the real question. Burning them is fine, but still you're going to have buyers. You can burn off 1 million tokens every month, but if you don't have any buyers, ultimately your token price has to go down. That's how it works in a supply and demand atmosphere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we got to get our wealth created now. I talked about 2 of the crypto projects that are backed by real world businesses, but so far they're acting just like normal crypto projects. Let's call it what it is. Nothing wrong with that. We all take risk, only lose what you can afford to lose, right? That's how this works in investing. If you want to do wealth creation, you have to sit there and make evaluations of what you're buying and your risk tolerance. You got to get your wealth now. You're not going to be able to escape, ladies and gentlemen. All right. The future is not going to be kind. Just like when everybody was thinking, when I first started this channel in 2018, 5 years, I got to go look when the date started. It was sometime in June or July. So it's 5-year anniversary is up. We got to have a party of some sort, right? So when I started this, I was telling people then, I said then, now is the time to do something over the next few years, because after the next few years, it's going to be very bad because of high inflation, because of job losses, there should be a crash of some sort. And then after they reduce the interest rate and increase the interest rate, the Federal Reserve does, and then when they reduce it, then the party's on. It'll be the roaring 20s, just like 1920s, 1922, 23, 24, 25, 26. That's what's going to happen here. Same thing's going to happen in 2020s, 23, well, 24, 25, 26. It's going to be roaring 20s. And you don't want to be left out. And the only way you're not going to be left out, you have to be the business that has connected themselves with what people want, or you're going to have control of industry, meaning control of a business like a Shark Tank, or you're going to have to control real estate, multifamilies, whether it's your own personal home, but you got to get something. You can't just sit idly by and say, well, I can't afford it. Pre-construction, you can afford it. They have those all over the place. It's not just in Punta Cana. I'm partial to Punta Cana because that's where they have the most tourists coming in the Dominican Republic. But it could be anywhere. It can be in the United States. Silverman Fox always asks, United States, my hot spots obviously is Miami, but unfortunately, Miami's already where I'm telling everybody it was going to go in the first place. Remember, I started talking about Miami 2 years ago when a freaking studio at Nativo was $300,000. A one-bedroom was $400,000. Now downtown in a Brickell area of Miami, try to get a studio or a one-bedroom. They're $600,000-$700,000 now in 2 years. So Nativo, you think their value of 324 501 residences, their studio for 300 and some thousand, theirs probably are worth 600 or at least 500. Think about it. And they just got, Nativo's just about almost done. So they damn near double their money in less than 2 years. This is what we're talking about here. Same thing can happen there. And actually, their argument could be made that they're worth more than that because the new residences they're building, studios and one bedrooms, are worth like $700,000, $800,000. So there could be an argument that it could be worth more. So that's what we're setting you up for here now. Could have done it 2 years ago. Now you still have another chance coming up. Now you have to get in because you're not going to make $200,000, $300,000 in 2 years and increase in your revenue you make now by working for it. It's not going to happen. This is how the wealthy get wealthy. Their money's working for them while they sleep. They are not doing it. All right. So we're going to end this, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We're not going to do the 3-hour marathons like we used to do. All right. We're cutting down a little bit. I want to thank everybody for being here. And you guys know I love you very much. And I got to find out when the anniversary date is and I'll make it official. But we'll see when that is. And hopefully you'll join me and the rest of the SSN Nation at 8:50 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday night, where it's the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. We'll talk about this and much more. Stay tuned over the next 24 to 48 hours because hopefully, again, I've been teasing Larimar. I was trying to get him on last week. Let's see if somebody from Larimar is going to show up this week because just like what we were talking about, questions asked, Yahweh J went up there. He's saying, hey, man, there's farms there. There's people live right by the road that you guys, the pathway. How are all these people have to leave or what's going to happen? How are you going to get all this space? Now, Yahweh J, if he's still here, Larimar, actually, Claire HP, they own 650, 670 acres. So they already own it. So I don't know if the people have to move after X amount of years or what the situation is, because as you know, the first phase isn't going to be for 2 years. No, more than that, 2.5 years. So they could be on a portion of the property that wouldn't be affected and they might have to relocate them, or maybe they're going to move in a year. You know what I'm saying? So you never know what the ramifications are, but I'd like to hear out of their mouth what it is, right? But I do know they own the acres already. So that's weird that you would say somebody lives there. Not really weird, but I'm thinking they're going to relocate or have the people eventually move off the land. That's the only thing I can think. And Professor Auntie Val, thank you once again. And ladies and gentlemen, before I end this, I got to give Professor Auntie Val some love as well. Once again, if you're late to the party and you don't know about this premium blend coffee called Beachfront Java, our own Professor Auntie Val has created her company with whole beans and grinded coffee. We have a few reviews already in the house, and everybody has said it's awesome. Nobody said it's bad, but somebody has to say it's bad because everybody has different taste. And the coffees have different blends with them. I chose the one with the cocoa blend, all right, because I like hot chocolate, and I'm going to add hot chocolate to mine starting tomorrow. But it tastes hella good without any hot chocolate. I was surprised. It smells. And like I said, when the wife came in and she handed me the coffee, I was like, who put hot chocolate in here? And she goes, no, there's no hot chocolate. I was like, oh my God, this smells like hot chocolate. I was like, oh, this is good. This is awesome. And then I tasted it. I was like, oh, this is good. I like it. I like it a lot. And so we have a few other people that have said the exact thing, that they love their coffee that they ordered. And again, premium blend coffee, reasonably priced. Get your 15% off in the chat room. There's the link. You don't have to put in any code. If you check out, it takes the 15% off. And that code is going to expire in June. So make sure you get it now along with your free shipping. 1 pound whole beans, 2 pounds, 5 pounds, or half pound if you want it grinded. It's already ground coffee. You got to love that. I think that's how you say it, right? So there you go. All right. So go see her coffee, ladies and gentlemen. Go order it today. Show some love. This is the support we do. If you have a business and you're part of the SSN Nation, this is what we do. All right. Just like Miracle Bro, handling his painting and all that, trying to go international. We got to show some love, right? So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for being here. Hopefully I'll see you on Wednesday night. I'll be dropping a video tomorrow, even though over the weekend I told everybody on Friday that I was going to drop a video about stocks. I didn't do it until Sunday. Then I was supposed to drop a video about my top 5 locations in Punta Cana, and I haven't yet. So I didn't do, if I do all 5, the video is going to be like an hour. So I figured I better do 5 videos, each location separately. So that's what I'm going to have to do. So otherwise it'll be an hour and a half long, because there's a lot to talk about when you start doing locations, not just resort or the project itself. So we'll talk about that. Hopefully you'll see that video tomorrow. I'll be dropping the first, number 1. Now I'll be counting down. This will be my 5th ranked area in Punta Cana area. And then I'll drop it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's how we'll do it. So it'll be 5 videos this week, all in the Punta Cana area. Plus I'll make another video about another subject matter, but we make it happen, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so much again. I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for your support over all these years. And you know, it's hard out here. So you know what that means. We keep persevering. We don't give up. We don't stop. We keep learning. It's the SSN Nation way. We help other people. And with all that, the rising tides lifts all boats. So you make sure you keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.